When you look at this phenomenon in terms of planetary history, Europe until 1492, more or less, was a peripheral part of the world system. In that respect, you could say it was relatively poor, and so on and so forth. But that wasn't the case everywhere else. In fact, if you look at Africa, Asia, and America, you will have seen societies thriving in their own terms. Then afterwards, that situation changes radically.
An iron ring around your neck. You, the emperor of the Incas, are being executed.
The technical term for this painful death is garroting. See?
And you feel yourself falling, then crawling through the center of the world. You emerge on the other side, in China. A young girl in a huge field. Nothing can grow here. There could be a famine. And yet you feel safe in China.
From the times of the earliest records, famine prevention, flood control were considered to be the essential task of the rulers. The 1743 famine is famous because there was a model relief effort undertaken in that crisis. When this crisis occurred, first of all, there was a weather report. So they knew in advance, drought is predictable because it doesn't just come suddenly. It develops from the lack of rain over a period of months. So they knew that a drought was coming. The granaries were full. In this famine, it is possible that 2 million people were recipients of grain relief.
You have been saved from death by famine. Lucky you are not in the West, but in the East.
In a well-governed country, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a badly governed country, wealth is something to be ashamed of.
China in the last, say, 2 centuries, 19th and 20th centuries, has been poor and been regarded as poor. But since Marco Polo's time, all the way through the 18th century, those Europeans who had any direct contact with China were terribly impressed with its wealth and did not regard it as a backward country. The European states were much smaller in scale. They didn't have state-operated granary systems. They had a different political ideology, so it isn't so much could they have done it, would they have wanted to, and they didn't.